The butterfly tattoo proved that the decomposed and unrecognizable dead body hanging on the tree was Jessica Dishon's. On September 27, 1999, 17 days after Jessica's missing, a friend of the sheriff's wives came through the river bottoms and saw a dead body hanging. 3 fingers of that dead body had been cut off, and also it had a broken jaw. In June 2012, 13 years after the murder of Jessica Dishon, it was identified that her killer was a blood relation. The blood relation was none other than her father, Mike Dishon's brother, Stanley Dishon. Who was Jessica Dishon? Why did her uncle kill her? What reasons proved the prime suspect in this case was innocent? This is your partner in crime. Subscribe and let's move along this mysterious journey ahead. On Friday, September 1999, in Shepherd Fields, Kentucky, America, Jessica Dishon was missing. It was a usual day for the Dishon's family. Mike Dishon and Edna Jett, the mother and father of Jessica, woke up at about 5:30 a.m. early in the morning. Edna started waking up her kids also because they were going to school. Jessica had brothers also. All of them were getting ready to go to school. Mike was also getting ready to go to work. Jessica is the eldest child of Dishon's family, so she woke up for an alarm as a habit, so that the mother or father did not want to wake up Jessica to go to school in the morning. Minutes turned into hours. Mike was also ready to leave home to go to work. Jessica's mother, Edna, also left home to go grocery shopping. A few minutes ago, Edna reached home. While she was reaching home, her daughter Jessica's car remained at the parking spot. Soon after recognizing this, Edna reached home in a hurry to find out why was she still home without going to school. But even when she reached home, Jessica was not on her bed. Edna searched for her daughter everywhere in the home, but she was not anywhere. After realizing that Jessica was not at home, Edna called Mike to inform him about this surprising current incident. After talking with him, Edna had asked Mike whether he had taken Jessica to school while he was heading to work. Mike was also surprised after hearing this incident and said no because he had not taken Jessica and dropped her near her school. Immediately, Mike told Edna to check her car, whether it had an issue. Edna soon took the spare key in her hand and went to the parking spot to check whether there was any issue with the car of Jessica. Edna realized that an instant issue had taken place here. Edna had recognized Jessica's purse, her phone, and one shoe in her car. Now, here is the twist. Jessica had reached the car to go to school. But what a dramatic incident had happened there. Something wrong seems to be happening at that time. What had happened to Jessica? Minutes started turning into hours. Mike got home after finishing work. Soon after he had got home, Edna told him something wrong had happened to Jessica's self in the morning. After that, Mike went to check Jessica's phone, which was left in the car. While he was checking Jessica's phone, he identified something suspicious. Here, Mike had found some numbers on the phone, and those numbers were 9 and 1. Edna and Mike predicted and thought that she was trying to call for help when she had started looking for help. What happened? The whole Dishon family was excited at that moment. So on, Edna had thought of calling Jessica's school to get some sins of Jessica. Schools had confirmed that Jessica had never gone to school that day. Now, they are super excited about their daughter. Around 5 p.m. on that day, Edna and Mike had gone to file a missing persons report to the police. After reporting this incident, the police had returned Edna and Mike to home quickly to see whether Jessica had returned home. Soon after that, the police also sent some cops to their house to check what was going on. Investigators had started their investigations from her car. It's September 11th, 1999 now. 24 hours after Jessica's missing. Again, the parents of Jessica, Mike, and Edna visited back to the police station and told that Jessica never had come back home. So again, the police had decided to send some cops to their house. Again, while they were searching Jessica's car, they succeeded in finding a piece of evidence. It was a kind of potential evidence because it was a fingerprint. Now on September 12, 1999, 2 days after Jessica's missing, Mike and Edna had done a media interview and had stated that Bullitt Sheriff's Department was not doing their job properly. Now, Stanley Dishon enters into this dramatic scene. Now Stanley Dishon, Mike's brother, had come up to them and had suggested checking the river bottoms in their area. If something suspicious had happened in their area, the spooky and eerie place called River Bottom, the whole family went searching the river bottoms. So now here, finally, Jessica met her family unbelievably and unusually. Is it? But there was no Jessica. Then they decided to go back home. Edna started her usual homework while Mike did too. Chris, Jessica's brother, had gone to feed the dogs. Now this little boy had heard something controversial at this point. Chris had run back in and had said to Mike that he heard his sister Jessica yelling for help. Mike, immediately with his gun withdrawn on his hands, ran outside to find what was going on. Together with Mike's brother, they had started searching the hills and ponds. During their search, Mike saw something from a distance in the hills. Now here is what Mike had recognized. Someone was burning clothes on the hill, and it was someone called Bucky Brooks. Who was this Bucky Brooks? Bucky Brooks was an adjacent neighbor to the Dishon's house. After Jessica's missing, he acts strange. At this time, Mike had asked to search Brooks' property, but at that time, Brooke had refused it. After that, Mike informed the police. With a search warrant, the police had come there and started searching Brooks' property. The police discovered gloves from the fire pit where he was burning clothes. They also smelled a smell similar to a decomposed body smell. But at that moment, the police did not arrest Brooke due to lack of evidence. Dishon's family was very frustrated due to not arresting Brooke. After that, Mike informed this incident to the FBI. Now, he had taken the FBI to this case. The FBI came in and started searching Jessica's room and impounded the car. FBI also had organized a helicopter search and even had walked through the ponds searching for Jessica. FBI then also visited Brooks' farm and started searching, but nothing suspicious was found there. But there they found a picture of Jessica. Brooks was now named as the prime suspect for Jessica Dishon's missing. On September 27, 1999, 17 days after Jessica's missing, a friend of the sheriff's wives was coming through the river bottoms. At that time, she had spotted something against a tree. Then, she got out of her car and went to search it. When she had headed up to the tree, it was a dead body. She thought that this body was the missing Jessica's. FBI also arrived there and started investigations. Up to that, the body was so decomposed, it was unrecognizable. 3 of her fingers had been cut off, and also she had a broken jaw. The family was also informed about this incident by the FBI, and they were devastated after hearing about this incident. Mike could not even go there to see what was going on. But Edna visited there and was so upset soon after experiencing it. Edna proved that the dead body was her daughter Jessica after recognizing the butterfly tattoo of her. An autopsy was also later done to check what exactly happened to Jessica. According to the autopsy, Jessica had been tortured for 3 days after she went missing. Then, the FBI brought in Brooke and continued with the investigation. They started questioning him. They found that his stories were not quite consistent but quite suspicious. He had said that Jessica was walking that morning, but then he had also said that he didn't see Jessica on that date. Then FBI decided to give a polygraph test, which is a test used in confessions. It can be used with a confession as long as it is never up in testimonies. But he had failed it. He was then arrested and sentenced to a grand jury trial. The family of Jessica revealed that they might be getting justice for Jessica at that moment. Finally, Brooks was charged with this murder and he faced the death penalty. The case turned into a mystery after Brooks was set free for Jessica's murder. The case went cold after that. Years passed. Jessica's room remains the same. Mike and Edna divorced due to the stress of their daughter's case. In June 2012, 13 years after the murder of Jessica Dishon, another investigation was conducted to look around Jessica's room. During that, it was identified that a blood relation with Jessica had killed her. Now, who had killed Jessica? The blood relation was none other than Jessica's father, Mike Dishon's brother, Stanley Dishon, who was Jessica's uncle. Through a piece of evidence of Jessica's bed comfort, the investigation turned positive. Stanley had been raping and torturing Jessica for years. After that, finally, here Jessica Dishon gets justice as a victim. Stanley Dishon was charged with multiple counts of rape along with the murder and kidnapping of Jessica. What do you think about this case? Stay tuned, we'll catch you with a new nail-biting crime thriller tomorrow.